Morning students. In the last lecture, we discussed about the Coulomb's law, okay, and the dielectric constant. Now today, we are going to discuss about the applications of Coulomb's law and numericals on Coulomb's law. Applications of Coulomb's law and numericals on Coulomb's law. How we will solve the numericals on Coulomb's law. Okay, in this lecture, we are going to discuss this one. Okay, okay, fine. Now, see, before going to see the applications, okay, firstly, Coulomb's law states that the force acting between the two charged particles, separated by a distance, separated by a distance. Let us consider two charged particles as Q1 and Q2, and they are separated by a distance r, okay, such that these two charged particles are placed in a medium, that is air or vacuum. Then the Coulomb's law is given as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square, q1 q2 by r square, where epsilon naught is the permittivity of the charged particles, permittivity of the charged particles in air or vacuum, in air or vacuum. Okay. Suppose if it is in a medium, it is placed in a medium, then I can write it as F medium. Instead of epsilon naught, we will write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon times Q1 Q2 by R square. By definition of dielectric constant, we know that dielectric constant, which is similar to the relative permittivity, that is ratio of permittivity of a conductor in medium to the permittivity of the conductor in air or vacuum, in air or vacuum, that is K equal to epsilon by epsilon naught, where epsilon is the permittivity of the conductor in a medium and epsilon air is the permittivity of a conductor in air or vacuum. Okay, this is what we discussed in the last class. Now we are going to see the applications and numericals. Let us write one question. That is the first question. Write down three charges of equal magnitude. Three charges of equal magnitude equal magnitude small q are placed at the vertices of an at the vertices of an equilateral triangle, equilateral triangle of side L, of side L. Okay. Now, how can the system of charges, the system of charges be placed in equilibrium, be placed in equilibrium? Okay, by what method? Okay, these three charges will be in equilibrium, that is they are asking. Okay, fine. Okay, see the solution, see the solution. Okay, okay, fine. Let us consider an equilateral triangle. having the vertices as A, B, and then C. Okay, they gave that at each vertex we are having a charge as Q. We are having a charge as Q. Okay, is it right? Okay, fine. Now the side of an equilateral triangle, they gave that side of an equilateral triangle is L. According to the properties of equilateral triangle, we are having the side, all the sides are equal. All the sides are equal. Now, I need to explain when these three charges will be in equilibrium. Okay, that means initially what I will do it is I'll draw the perpendicular bisectors, or so called I will draw medians. Okay, na? Fine. Okay, okay. The point of intersection of all the medians we are calling an centroid. We are calling an centroid. So at centroid, I'll keep a charge capital Q such that this charge must be opposite to the sign of all the charges. Okay, must be opposite to the sign of all the charges. Okay, so here I can say that, okay, whatever the force is acting between CB and CA, okay, CB and CA. Okay, fine. Now, here similarly we will have force acts between AB. Okay. With respect to the centroid, we'll have a force will acts. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Now, here what I am doing that it is whatever the force is acted between BC is equal and opposite to the force acted from O to A. Okay, O to A, OA. So I will write as F bar CB is equal and opposite to F bar OA. Okay, now fine. Now see, since this one it is D, E, and this one is F. AD is the perpendicular bisector, so BD equal to L by 2. Can I write? D is the midpoint of BC, so I can write as L by 2. Since it is equilateral triangle, sum of the total angle it is 60 degrees. Okay, now here it is 90, so obviously here will be 60. Okay. Now I want to find this value BO. Similarly, CO and AO. Okay, na? So here is also 30. Okay, na? Fine. So here is also 30. Okay. So since this distance AE is nothing but L by 2. Okay. Okay. So here you can see in the triangle, in the triangle BDO. Okay. Okay. Fine. Angle BDO is equal to 90 degrees, or we can write it as pi by 2 radians. So BO is my hypotenuse, BD is my adjacent side. I know the adjacent side, so I will consider the cos. Cos 30 is equal to BD by BO. Can I write? Okay, na? Okay, fine. So this one cos 30 means root 3 by 2. BD, it is nothing but L by 2 times BO. So upon calculation, we'll get PO equal to L by root 3. Similarly, OC, that is L by root 3. Okay, and OA is also L by root 3. L by root 3. In order to have the all the charges to be in equilibrium, whatever the force acted here, it must be equal and opposite to between the vertices. So I am writing as FCB, okay, bar is equal to minus FOA bar. With respect to magnitude, it must be the same. It must be the same. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge at C, that is Q, times charge at B, that is Q, by separation distance, that is nothing but L square, minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught times charge at O minus capital Q, charge at A plus small q, by separation distance, that is nothing but OA square. We know OA means L by root 3. Okay, now see, yeah. Okay, so we'll get it as we'll get as Q by L square is equal to capital Q by OA, that is L by root 3 whole square, that is nothing but small q by L square is equal to capital Q by L by root 3 whole square. So that is small q equal to 3 times capital Q, 3 times capital Q. So capital Q is equal to Q by 3. So whenever the charge is minus Q by 3, okay, minus Q by 3 charge is placed at the center, then all the three charges will be in equilibrium. Will be in equilibrium. Okay, na? Right on. Okay, na? Completed. Okay, fine. Next page. Right, this one. Next question. Next question, right on. That is two identical two identical helium filled balloons, helium filled balloons, or we can write spherical balloons. Okay, Whenever we say the balloon, it will be the spherical shape only, each carrying a charge, each carrying a charge q, are tied to a weight, to a weight w, right, w, with with strings, okay, and float in equilibrium, and float in equilibrium, as shown in diagram, as shown in diagram. That is, draw the diagram. Okay, now draw the diagram. Okay, draw the diagram. Okay. After that, first bit, find the magnitude of charge. Find the magnitude of charge q. Okay, assuming that assuming that the charge on each balloon, the charge on each balloon acts, the charge on each balloon acts as if it were concentrated, it were concentrated at the center, concentrated at the center. Next, PV. Find the volume of each balloon. Find the volume of each balloon. Okay. Take density of helium as rho, comma, density density of air is D. Okay. Ignore the ignore the weight of unfilled balloons. Unfilled balloons. Okay. Fine. Is it fine? Right down. Now see the question. See the question. We are having the two balloons, two helium spherical balloons. We are having. See here. These two are the two helium spherical balloons. Okay. Okay. They are separated by a distance, that is 2x. With respect to the center, each spherical balloon is separated by a distance x, and it is tied to a weight W. Okay. With the help of strings. The length of the string as L. Okay. Okay. So weight is tied at an angle theta with respect to the vertical. Now I need to find that it is find the magnitude of charge Q, assuming that charge on each balloon acts as if it were concentrated at the center, as if it is concentrated at the center. Okay. Okay. Now see the diagram. We are having the two spherical balloons like this. These two spherical balloons are tied to a weight W with the help of strings. With the help of strings. Say suppose the length of the string as L. Okay, fine. Okay. With respect to the center, okay, these balloons are tied at an angle theta. Okay. This distance it is x, and even this one is also x. Let us consider the center of the first balloon as A, center of the second balloon as B. Both the balloons are having the same charge Q, and let us consider O is the center. This one it is C. Okay. So draw the free body diagram. There will be a tension will act towards the balloons. Okay. Since it is theta, I want to find, okay, values of, okay, CO and as well as OA. I can write as CA bar is equal to CO bar plus OA bar. Similarly this side, okay, that is CO bar plus OB bar. Okay now. fine? Okay, fine. Now we can see here it is from the triangle AOC. We know that at O it is right angle. So CA will be hypotenuse. So I can write CO as T cos theta. Can I write? Okay. Similarly, similarly, OA I can write it as OA is opposite side to the given angle. So I can write as T sin theta. Similarly, similarly, in the triangle COB, in the triangle COB, at O it is right angle. So CB is my hypotenuse. So I can write CO as E cos theta. Okay. And OB I can write as T sin theta. Okay. T sin theta. Now weight will act vertically downwards. That is weight. That is nothing but mg. Okay. So whenever the spherical balloons are in equilibrium, we can say that, okay, in the vertical direction, vertical upwards, we are having T cos theta and here another T cos theta. So 2T cos theta. So I can write as 2T cos theta is equal to mg, called as equation 1. Okay, now is it fine? Okay, next, see, here we are having T sin theta, which are acting in the opposite direction. This is also T sin theta. Okay. So from this triangle, we are having a Coulombic force Fc, and here we are having Fc. Okay. So we can write it as 2T sin theta, the resultant. It will be 2Fc. So that is the Coulombic force Fc is equal to T sin theta. Okay. This I can write as T sin theta is equal to Coulombic force, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Charge of the two balloons. Separation distance, it is 2x. Okay. From the center to each balloon, it is x. So between the charged balloons, we are having the separation distance as 2x, called as equation 2. Okay. Now, equation 2 by equation 1. Equation 2 by equation 1. That is T sin theta by 2T cos theta. That is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught times q square by 4x square 4x square times T cos theta means mg. Mg. Okay. Upon calculation, we will get it as tan theta by 2. Tan theta by 2 is equal to q square by 4 pi epsilon naught times mg times 4x square. Okay, I need to find charge. Okay, so it is q square is equal to 8 pi epsilon naught, 8 pi epsilon naught. Okay, mg tan theta times x square. So q is equal to x times under root 8 pi epsilon naught times mg tan theta. That is our first bit. Magnitude of the charge. You can see. Okay, na? Magnitude of the charge. Okay, fine. Now we need to find the volume of each balloon, taking the density of helium as rho and density of air as d. Okay, okay, fine. Now from this free body diagram, from this free body diagram, we can say that whenever these balloons are kept, okay, whenever these balloons are kept in air, that is, I can write the equation as we know that whenever a substance is placed in a liquid, okay, then according to the principle of buoyancy, we know that upthrust is equal to loss in weight of the object, loss in weight of the object, that is weight of the object in air minus weight of the object in liquid, weight of the object in liquid. So I can write it as upthrust is equal to, okay, you can see in the previous diagram, T cos theta is acting vertical upwards, mg is acting vertical downwards. So it is, okay, since both are in the opposite direction, okay, T cos theta minus of minus mg, that we'll get it as T cos theta plus mg, okay, that is equal to upthrust, that is weight of the object. I'll keep as this one. Since we know that 2t cos theta equal to mg, so t cos theta equal to mg by 2. Here I can write, okay, mg by 2. This is what weight of the object, weight of the object. So that is density. Since the object it is helium balloon, so density of helium times volume into g, which is equal to the upthrust, that is the buoyant force, that is nothing but density of air times volume into g. Okay, density of air they gave us d, dvg, okay, is equal to mg. I can write as weight, weight by 2 plus rho vg. I need to find volume now, so I can write it as d minus rho times vg is equal to w by 2. So volume of the balloons, it is w by 2 times d minus rho into g. Okay, fine. Write down. First draw the diagram. Okay, and keep here as solution. Okay, draw the free body diagram. Okay, now diagram completed. Next. Okay, now completed. Next one. Wait on this B part. Okay, fine. Next one. Next question. Right on the next question. Okay. Point charges are placed. Point charges. Okay. Point charges are placed on charges are placed at the vertices of a square. At the vertices of a square. Okay. Of side A. Of side A. Okay. As shown in diagram. As shown in diagram. What should be the sign? What should be the sign of charge small q, of charge q? Okay. And magnitude of magnitude of ratio modulus of small q by capital Q. So that first bit, net force on each capital Q is 0, and B bit, net force on each small q is 0. Small q is 0. Draw the diagram. Okay. Suppose let us keep the vertices as A, B, C, D. At A and C, we are having a charges as Q. Okay, both are positive only. Okay, at B and D, we are having positive charge, that is plus capital Q. Okay, now fine. Okay, write on the question. This is D. Okay, fine. Now see the solution. Firstly, before going to see the solution, see the here it is. We are having the point charges. We are having the point charges are placed at the vertices of a square of side A, as shown diagram. What will be the sign of small q and magnitude of the ratio? So that net force on capital Q is 0. Okay. Similarly, net force on each Q is 0. On each Q is 0. Whenever they says that net force on capital Q is 0, so here what I will do it is that, okay, at capital Q, at the vertex B and D, they placed it. So I am considering the force at D is 0. Force at D is 0 means there will be a force will act from A and there will be a force will act from C. Okay, okay. See the solution. In the solution part, we are having the square. Let us draw a square. Okay, okay, fine. Here is A, B, C, and then D. At A and C, we are having the charges plus Q. Okay. At B and D, we are having the charges as plus capital Q. And they gave that side of a square as A. of a square as A. Okay. Okay, fine. Now we are considering that, okay, force at capital Q is 0 means that is force at D is 0. We know that force at D means due to A and due to B. Due to A, since both are positive charges, it will D will get repel each other. I am considering it as F1. That is F1 is the force acted at point D, okay, due to A. Due to A. Okay. Similarly, there will be a force which will act at point D due to C, that I am considering as F2. F1 is the force acted due to A at point D, and similarly F, F2 is the force acted at point D due to C. The the resultant of F1 and F2 will gives F3. This is my F3. That is along the direction of, that is there is a force will act at point B due to D. So resultant of F1 F2, it is along the direction. Okay. Okay, fine. So I am writing it as F1 plus F2. Suppose let us consider F4 is the force. Okay. Now what, in which direction the force is acting, resultant of F1 and F2 is also same. So we can say that F4 bar is equal to F3 bar. Okay. So that's why we won't write F4. We'll write F1 and F2. That is equal to 0. Okay, na? Fine. Okay. Now F1, I can write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay. Charge at A. See, F1 means times charge at Q by separation distance A square. Okay, now fine. Now this F4, instead of F1 equal to F2 now, we can write it as F4. That is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q times Q by BD. I can write it as hypotenuse now. So root 2A whole square is equal to 0. If we take capital Q by 4 pi epsilon naught as common, you can write as small q by A square plus capital Q by 2A square is equal to 0. So Q by A square is equal to minus Q by 2A square. So A square will get cancelled. So capital Q equal to minus 2Q. So magnitude of Q means minus Q by 2. Minus Q by 2. They asked to find modulus of small q by capital Q now. Okay. That is nothing but 1 by 2. That is the first bit. Okay. Now that is the first bit. Okay. Now we are having for similarly we are having for force on each small q will be 0. See, force on each small q. We can consider it point here, point C. I will consider it point C. Okay. Again, draw the square. A B, C, and then D. Here plus Q, here it is also plus Q, capital Q and capital Q. This side it is A, of course. Since in a square all sides are equal, so they are saying that force on each small q will be 0. That means here, okay, fine, okay. Now you can see that means force at C will be 0. Force at C will be 0 means that, see here, the force which is acting at point C due to B, and here let us consider this force as, I'll keep as F1 and this one as F2. Okay, now is it fine? Okay. Now here it is angle will be 45. Since AC it is an perpendicular bisector, or you can call it diagonal, 45. Here 45 means this is also 45. If I draw a perpendicular here, you can see F2 will be hypotenuse. So that is cos 45 equal to adjacent side, that is F1, by hypotenuse F2, that is nothing but 1 by root 2 equal to F1 by F2. So we can write as F2 equal to root 2 times F1. Okay. F2 you can say that is 1 by 4 epsilon naught F2, that is Q square by root 2A whole square, root 2 times F1, that is 1 by 4 epsilon naught small q times capital Q by A square. Okay, na? Is it fine? So upon calculation, we'll get it as small q by 2A square is equal to root 2 times capital Q by A square. Okay, na? Fine. So upon calculation, we'll get small q equal to 2 root 2 times q. So modulus of capital Q by small q is equal to 2 root. Okay, fine. Okay, write down. Okay, now completed. Next. Completed. Next question. Next question. Write down two identical small charged spheres, small charged spheres, okay, each having each having mass m, hang in equilibrium, hang in equilibrium as shown in diagram, as shown in diagram. The length of each string, the length of each string, each string is L, is L, comma, angle made by, angle made by any string, any string with vertical is theta, with vertical is theta. Okay. Find the, find the magnitude of charge on each sphere, charge on each sphere. Okay. Okay, fine. Draw the diagram. Okay, now draw the diagram. Okay, fine. If you see carefully, or if you observe carefully, this type of numerical we did. Okay, please see this one. Just it is reverse. Okay, here the separation distance between the two balloons, it is 2x, but here they gave it as r. Okay, here they gave it as r. Here they give it as r. Okay, fine. Here they give it as r. Now See here, it is same as like before. In the solution part, see the solution. See in the solution. Okay, we are having an two charged particles having the charge as q and mass as m. Both are having the same charge, and these are separated by a distance that is equal to r. Okay, strings are having a length l. Okay, it is suspended with an angle theta with respect to vertical. Let us consider this point as O, center point, and one particle, center of the first particle as A, and the center of the second particle as B. Okay, fine. Now I will draw the free body diagram. I'll draw the free body diagram. Okay, now fine. At the center of the first particle and second particle, weight will act vertically downwards. Let us consider this point as E. Okay, fine. Towards the point O, we'll have a tension from the point A, and from the point B, we'll have a tension T. Okay, now. So, in the triangle AEO, AEO, at E it is right angle. So, AO is my hypotenuse. Okay, since AE is opposite side to the given angle, so I can write AE as T sin theta, and EO is adjacent side to the given angle, right? So I can write EO as T cos theta. Okay, na? Is it fine? Now in this triangle, see, AO is the resultant. That is AO bar equal to AE bar plus EO bar. Okay, na? So put the directions AE bar plus EO bar. So in this triangle, okay, whatever the vertical force it is acting, that is T cos theta, is equal to mg. Similarly, in this triangle also, that is BO bar equal to BE bar plus EO bar. Okay, BE bar plus EO bar. Okay, if you want to write combinedly, I can write QT cos theta equal to 2mg. Here, I have taken the T cos theta equal to mg means I have taken individual particles. Okay, if I want to take combine both the particles means 2T cos theta equal to 2mg. Anyway, we will get T cos theta equal to mg only. Okay, okay, fine. T cos theta equal to mg, called as equation 1. Okay, okay, fine. Now you can see this side. We are having T sin theta. So in the opposite side, we'll have Coulombic force Fc. Okay, T sin theta is equal to Fc, called as equation 2. So equation 2 by equation 1, we can write it as tan theta equal to Fc by mg. So we'll get it as Fc is equal to mg tan theta. Okay, na? Is it fine? Okay. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay. Charges of the two particles times the separation distance is equal to mg tan theta. Okay, fine. So q square is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught times mg r square tan theta. R square tan theta. Okay, okay, fine. So q is equal to r times under root 4 pi epsilon naught mg times tan theta. Since from diagram you can see, okay, AE I can write as AE is equal to EB. Since OE is the perpendicular bisector, so AE equal to EB equal to R by 2 and AO equal to L. Now I want to find a relation between these two. Okay, since R by 2 it is the opposite side now, so I'll consider sine theta. Sine theta equal to R by 2 by L. So R by 2 equal to L sine theta. So R is equal to 2L sine theta. Since R is equal to 2L sine theta, so Q is equal to 2L sine theta times under root 4 pi epsilon naught mg tan theta. Okay, na? So take 2 sine theta inside, we get L times under root 4 pi epsilon naught mg tan theta times 4 sine square theta. That is nothing but q is equal to L times under root 16 pi epsilon naught mg tan theta times sine square theta. Okay, na? Is it fine? Okay, is it fine? See, okay. Next question. That is question. Next question. Fifth question. Write down a thin fixed ring. A thin fixed ring of radius A has a positive charge, has a positive charge Q, okay, uniformly distributed, uniformly distributed over it, over it. A particle of mass m, a particle of mass m having a negative charge, having a negative charge capital Q is placed on the axis at a distance x, at a distance x inside brackets write down x is very less than a from the center of the ring. From the center of the ring. Calculate the time period of oscillation. Okay, let us consider this as the thin ring. Okay, ring like this is the center. Okay, and here we are having the point A. Okay, diagram is in the question only. In the question only they gave the diagram. Okay, here it is negative charge minus q. Okay, here we are having the this one positive charge. Okay, inside this one we are having a negative charge. Okay, in the later on topics we'll study or we'll know the why positive charge only lies on the surface. Okay, okay. Draw the diagram and this distance it is x. It makes an angle theta. Okay, na? Okay, fine. Now see, now see here we are having a thin fixed ring having a radius a, having a positive charge q. This one it is q. Okay, small, uniformly distributed. That means at every point, the ratio of charge to the area it is same. It is same. Okay. Okay, fine. Now we are having a particle of mass m having a negative charge. Having a negative charge is placed on the axis. Is placed on the axis at a distance x. They gave the relation from the center of the ring. We need to find the time period. We need to find the time period. Now, see here, we are having a ring having a charge q. Now, we are having a particle. That means, observe carefully. That means, here ring will have more charge. So, this particle will move towards the ring and away from the ring. Towards the ring and away from the ring. So, that means that there is a force which is acting on the negative particle such that this force will brings whenever the negative particle is coming towards here, there is a force which will act on the negative particle, okay, such that that force will brings the negative particle into its equilibrium. That force will bring the negative charge particle to equilibrium. That means here I can consider there is a restoring force will act. There is a restoring force will act whenever the particle is coming near to the thin ring. See here in the thin ring. Okay. So whenever the particle is coming near to the thin ring, there will be a Coulombic force will act. There will be a Coulombic force will act. Okay, na? Okay, fine. Suppose, let us consider here it is. Whenever the particle is coming near, there will be a force. So, in this type of numericals, what we will do it is, we will consider an infinite small element. Okay, see the solution part. Solution part. Okay, for this type of questions, I have one strategy. Please listen carefully. Okay, actually, physics problems are not difficult. Okay, if it is easy, if and only if you understand the question, and in that question, if you can understand the phenomena. Here my phenomena it is a negative particle is placed near to thin ring. That means this negative particle is moving towards the ring and away from the ring. So while moving away from the ring, there is a restoring force will act in order to keep the negative particle in equilibrium. In order to keep negative particle in equilibrium. Okay. Okay, fine. Here it is the center. Okay. Okay. From the center of the ring, we are having a distance x, where a particle is placed here. This point is A, having a charge as minus q, and this is my radius. Actually, it should be straight. Okay. Okay, fine. Here we are having an on the ring we are having a charge plus q. Okay, is it right? Are you following? If you have any doubts, you can send in the comment section, or I will send my WhatsApp number. Any point of time, you can send your doubts. Okay, there are no issues that. Okay, and don't consider that it is only the class. Okay, you can send the your doubts at any point of time. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, here what I am considering that it is, I am considering an infinite small element. This one. Okay. Having a charge as dq. This infinite small element, I am considering a small charge. Okay. Small charge. With respect to this small charge or infinite small element, I am finding the how much force is active. How much force is active. With respect to the infinite small element, okay, we are having a force as df, and it makes an angle theta here. So let us consider this point as B. In the triangle AOB, in the triangle AOB, okay, at O it is right angle. So AB is my hypotenuse. So I can write as OA, I can write as DF cos theta, because OA is adjacent side to the given angle. Adjacent side to the given angle. Okay, adjacent side to the given angle. Okay, fine. And I need to find the force along with this direction, along OA. Okay, okay, fine. So this OA I can write as horizontal component of the force, of the force. Okay. In order to find the total value of the force, we are integrating it. That is fx is equal to integral df. That is, here we are having a charge, that is minus q, minus capital Q. Okay, minus capital Q. So df I can write as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught times minus q times dq by separation distance. Okay, let us consider this one, separation distance. Okay, that is nothing but, this value is nothing but under root a square plus x square times cos theta by under root a square plus x square whole square. Okay, right? Okay, so fx is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught times q by a square plus x square integral dq cos theta I can write as adjacent by hypotenuse, that is x by under root a square plus x square. Okay na? Is it fine? So we'll get it as fx is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught times x, and this value, it is a constant, so bring it outside. So qx by a square plus x square whole power 3 by 2, qx by a square plus x square whole power 3 by 2 times integral dt. Okay, this much of force is acting when negative charge particle is moving towards the thin ring. Okay, thin ring I will put as fx. In order to keep the negative particle in equilibrium, there must be a restoring force will act. There will be a restoring force will act. Since we know that, okay, from the fundamentals of mechanics, the restoring force we can write as minus kx, because x is the separation distance of the two particles. So I can write this one as minus kx. So that implies minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught times qx, integral dq means q, upon a square plus x square whole power 3 by 2 is equal to minus kx. So from this we can write as k is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught times capital Q small q upon a square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. They gave that it is x is very less than a, right? X is very less than a. So a square plus x square will be approximately equal to a square. Okay, will be approximately equal to a square. So k equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q small q by a cube. Since the time period of oscillation is equal to 2 pi times under root m by k. So upon substitution, which we will get as 2 pi times under root 4 pi epsilon naught a cube multiplied by m by capital Q small q. So time period of oscillation, it is given as t is equal to 2 pi times under root under root 4 pi epsilon naught m a cube by capital Q times small q. That is our time period of oscillation. Okay, that is like this. We are having the numericals on the Coulomb's law. Like this, we are having the numericals on the Coulomb's law. Okay, once you practice, okay, if anyone wants any worksheet, okay, please contact on my WhatsApp number. Okay, please contact on my WhatsApp number. If you have any queries also, okay, you can send your doubts to me. No issues. Okay, here during in our pandemic time, okay, be safe and be stay in your home and be safe and listen the classes, okay, and learn the things very elaborately, briefly and elaborately, okay. I'm not going to complete the syllabus within a short period of time or within a period of time. Whatever you will learn, okay, perfection is the most important and clarity it is most important, especially in physics, okay. Clarity in the concept as well as in the numericals is the most important, okay. If you have any queries, that is any doubts, okay, then you can send to my WhatsApp, okay. That's all for today, okay. We'll meet tomorrow, okay. Tomorrow, that is, I'll start with electric field. I'll start with electric field, okay. Fine. Thank you.